Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music, and I'm out here on my porch. I guess this is a Sunday porch talk, and today I want to talk about embodiment, about what it's like to be a musician in a body in the world. Woo woo, right? Woo woo. Because I live in Northern California and I've been doing yoga for a million years. And I'm not exactly a hippie, but I sort of lean that way. Embodiment has a lot of freight, there's connotations, right? And doubtless you've heard the word. But there's no doubt that if you're a musician, you've thought about the physical side of playing your instrument or creating music for people to dance to, or just the physics of the sound itself. And there's at least those things to think about, if not more. Also, you may be a young musician, and you may be struggling with just the technical side of doing your work. Or you may be an old musician, and you may be struggling with the constraints of aging, including arthritis of hands, elbows, difficulty in concentrating, difficulty in memorizing. All these things are part of our experience as musicians, and actually should be part of our artistry as well. Yesterday's video about polyrhythms reminded me of the experience of being outside at a frog pond and hearing this chorus, this constellation of sound from myriad points of singing amphibians or tree frogs. I don't know if those are amphibians or not. And that experience was deeply rooted in the moment and in my physical sense of being in that place, right? And here's the challenge for me, and I don't know if this is true for you as well, but part of the reason I got into being a musician and being a composer particularly is it offered me a chance to use my intellect to detach and distance myself from things and imagine something I wanted and then try to make it happen. And I think there's something really compelling about that, right? We create a world. We create something real when we're making a piece of music. Something wasn't there, and then something is there. But I think that my best music has always come out of the experience of being present to what's true about myself in a number of ways. And not just, psychologically or emotionally, but actually physically. I didn't start playing the piano well, or the guitar passively, until I was able to accept what I could and couldn't actually do. And knowing where I was gave me a path to go forward. Embodiment is about acknowledgement at some level. It's about the courageous act of accepting who I am. And that's not easy for me. I would much rather imagine who I am in my mind and stick with that fantasy than take a good hard look at what's so for me and what I need to do to get to where I'm going. We've talked about etudes the past month. Etudes are an example of what we do for ourselves in order to get to where we're going. The radical act of acceptance, of recognizing what's so for me as a player. Can I do this? Can I not do that? What do I feel? What do I like? What do I dislike? Making a catalog, making a list, taking it in and then moving forward from there is really powerful. And if you're a creative musician and you're trying to do original, unique music that's just yours, it's the place where you should start. Everything else is essentially imitative, isn't it? So back to embodiment. This month, I've had tennis elbow, or maybe I should call it boogie woogie piano player's left elbow. And it's hurt. It's hurt every day for 6 weeks. And I've had to really curtail my playing and do some physical exercises and just kind of chill. And it's gradually getting better. And I don't think I actually did anything. I think that it's just part of the nature of my age and just the way bodies work. It's really put me in touch with what's important about my music making. Am I attached to virtuosity? Am I attached to velocity? Am I attached to my capabilities? I think I have to say, in some ways, the answer is yes. I like to identify with what I can do. I like to imagine a ideal self who can just tear it up, on the piano and or keyboard. And I gotta say, that's really an imagination, because there's things, of course, that I can't do. And you know what? I still am not square with it. I'll just put it that way. I'm just gonna come clean and say I'm not square with who I actually am versus what I imagine myself to be. And I'd be willing to bet that almost everyone is going to be struggling with that to a greater or lesser degree in the arc of their development as an artist. I'm more square with it now. I was much less square with it when I was in my 20s playing in a band in New York. The examination, the acceptance, the sense of being right here, right now, is how I begin every act of creation. Even assignments where there's a mark to hit, because I write to picture and I write for theater and dance all the time. My first question is, where am I at right now? And then I go from there. So my question to you is, where are you at right now? What's truly so for you? What's authentically embodied in your life at this moment? And then where are you going to go from here? Well, I hope this has been useful. Like and subscribe. Ding the bell. You'll be notified when I do my videos. And I'll see you next time.